Guy Brender here. This video is going to also be for Florentine, and this is going to discuss starting up as a Florentine fighter. Meaning that you really haven't done too much Florentine, or you might have gone out and swung two swords around in a chaotic fun fashion. But the nature of getting good at two swords means you have to be able to do blocks and attacks with both hands. Generally, fighters, myself included, you don't really get involved in Florentine until you've figured out how to make cuts and thrust to some degree anyway with your primary hand. So if you're right-handed, your primary hand is your right hand, and if you're left-handed, it's obviously the left. So this is all about practicing on the Pell and then on the list field in sparring with your training partners, using your offhand to practice to make cuts and thrusts. Okay, so just real quick, brief demonstration of that. So I'm right-handed. So people that are naturally ambidextrous have an easier go at this. It's a faster learning curve, but it doesn't mean if you're not ambidextrous you can't really fight Florentine. You certainly can. It just means you have to focus more on the practice, the drilling, and the repetition for what we like to sometimes call, your dumb hand, your non-primary hand. So left hand, my secondary hand. Take guard, and we just practice. Obviously, and then we want to make sure our single sword with our primary hand is good too, right? So in my style, I'm using my hips, so I have to get into the position from that neutral guard position to draw it, to make a cut, to make a thrust, to cut, right? Okay. This video isn't about how to actually use the sword to make accurate and appropriate cuts and thrusts with your single hand. This video is just trying to relate that you have to take your style, the style that you're fighting with your primary hand, and then transliterate everything you do with your right hand into your left hand so that the left hand can make those same type of attacks as your right hand is, using almost what we would like to call a mirror image physical application to do the same thing with your left hand as you do with your right, or of course the opposite. So this is something that's really important to practice on the Pell, then practice in your sparring on the list, practice with your training partners, do single sword offhand practice, figuring out how to do that. You also have to learn, how to parry, how to block. Right? I mean, in my school, single hand parry would be, here and then riposte to the cut up in here. Parry, 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 parry. Right. Generally not doing the saber parry because it leaves all this side open, especially if I was thinking about, fighting Florentine. If I do this, it means I can't swing that sword. And I might be able to do a thrust, but that would be an advanced technique, and you're still leaving that spot open. So these are the blocks. So cuts, blocks, cuts, parry, riposte to the cut, etc. Thrust here. Okay? Anyway, do that practice. If you want to get good at Florentine, if you want to use two swords, both your hands have to be good at it.